Welcome back, subscribers. This is Johnny Hopper, and you're watching MX Unfiltered. So, Red Bud won. No fan.
You guys all read the script, right?
I don't read a script. Script reads me.
Sounds like a boring race, right? Not entirely. First, talking about the qualifying. Red Bud is the prime example for having the fastest qualifiers not do that. Pretty much you think like the fastest guy is gonna win. Well, not in today's race. You got Blake Baggett, who had the fastest qualifier with like a high 2:03. And then you have Dylan, who was even faster than the 450 guys. But we all saw what happened in the moto, or if you haven't seen it, you shouldn't be watching my show because I've got, spoiler alert, I talk about the race. So, I wanted to talk about the track. This was honestly one of my favorite tracks. I've only been there twice, I know, but if you've heard my podcast with Cooksey Media, my potential didn't represent my results. My racing career just felt like I was dealt two jokers, and I just did whatever I could. And unfortunately, I just wasn't good enough, you know? And anyway.
But it takes so many factors to be...
You understand my career, and it's... So, the track. All the jumps are really fun. The triple step-up's real fun in the back portion, or I would say the high portion of the track. And then there's a tabletop kind of at the bottom that's real fun. And then obviously the Rocco's Leap is a lot of effort to get over, but is really fun too. Actually gives you a little bit of time to relax. You know, you don't see guys really whipping off of it anymore like back in the Carmichael era, because now, you know, they've made the corner closer and now they've got like a roller in front of it, so you have to really seat bounce it hard. When I was racing, I was geared 1348. I always like to have my gearing really tall so that my gears were real long, and you know, I was 135 to 155 pounds later, so I didn't need a whole lot of torque right off the bottom, and I jump it in second gear wide open. So it'd be interesting to know what gear these guys were in. And
Shane, this one's for you. I have to know what gear you are jumping the Larocco's Leap in, and if you can share maybe what gear ratio your 250's geared at.
I'm in third gear, and I'm on the same gear ratio as everybody else out there.
Understand. Well,
You're on mute.
oh fuck yeah, did I just get AC'd by Bam Bam?
You're on mute.
cool. Justin, I asked your teammate this, and generally I just would like to know what gear you guys hitting the Larocco's Leap in, and can you share your gear ratio at all?
I would like to tell you my gear ratio, but honestly, off the top of my head right now, after a long day, I don't even know what we have for gearing on there right now. It has to be in the moment. But yeah, I was hitting it second gear this morning when it was a little wetter, and then third gear throughout the rest of the day when it dried out. So yeah, it's interesting. Well, and they kind of changed it a little. They took down the little wall thing kind of quite a bit, so I was able to pull third a lot easier. But yeah, and this morning I was kind of second gear for the most part.
You pretty much only saw the 250 Yamaha guys jump it, and you even heard Jay Martin on the podium say that how fast the Yamahas are.
I had a really good jump out of the gate, and all the blue bikes just went, and I did my best to hang in there. And
which was interesting. Yeah, I know Alex did jump it once, and we also saw Masterpool case the fuck out of it, which was probably scary as shit, because I would feel that's the kind of track, or that's the kind of jump that's gonna have spokes go through the wheels, but he still was able to finish the race. And you know, he's probably gonna be a little sore tomorrow, who knows, or just factory suspension is far better than I even dream and believe it is. You heard a lot of guys talking about tires, because half the track is real sandy, then the other part of the track, the high part, is more clay, hard pack. gets real choppy and real square edged, and you get some holes and some bigger bumps, but in the lower part where there is the actual sand, you get some more rounded, larger holes and larger bumps. So you heard guys talk about the scoop tire. The scoop, I heard Langston say scoop all the time. And I'm going, what the hell are they talking about? I'm pretty sure they're talking about a paddle tire, and I don't know why people are running more paddle tires these days. It seems these first 4 races, everybody's been running a paddle tire, which is beknownst to me. I never, when I was racing, did people opt for these paddle tires. But keep in mind, whenever a factory guy says that he's running a certain tire, whatever Geomax that he decides to run, he's not actually running it. They've got a spec tire that they cut specifically for the factory guys that is unobtainium to us privateers and just amateur racers. We're not going to get our hands on that. When I was racing, you would have some of the Michelin guys that after practice were done with the factory guys' tires. Well, they would go, hey, do you want this tire? Because we're throwing it away anyway. And you'd get to have some special spec tire that was damn near brand new because, you know, these guys run it for 5 laps and then they throw it away. But it was clearly different than, you know, off the shelf type tire that you can buy. So then we're just kind of talking about the 250s. Man, Dylan, dude, after falling down, pretty much high-siding, you got to keep in mind that that is, I wouldn't say Glen Helen, but it's a pretty gnarly downhill. And to swap side to side, I thought he was going to separate his shoulder, and definitely, you know, he even said that he hit his head really hard in the podium interview, and it was hard for him to regroup. And everyone's giving him such a hard time that he's not able to go from 40th to 16th in, you know, 2 laps. Well, shit, the guy just finishing was just as impressive as him going from 40th to 3rd last weekend. Arguably maybe not as impressive, but still pretty damn impressive. And then the next moto, him coming from a bad start, even with such a gnarly fast motorcycle. You know, maybe he was concussed because he was definitely late on the gate. And when you have a, I don't want to say cheater bike, but a bike that's clearly faster than all the other bikes, you'd think you could get a little bit better start than, you know, right around 20th. But then him come from 20th to 3rd again, dude just shows some grit. He's not the points leader anymore. Give it up to J Mart. I hope he's able to get a big factory ride on, you know, 450s when it comes. I know he's going to race Supercross in the 250s because that whole fiasco that happened because of this damn advancement rule.
AMA as well as Feld have kind of brought up an issue of, like, they might change the rule for this year.
How freaking epic was it that Master Pool, you know, I thought that was pretty epic. Hopefully somebody got a nice HD photo so that he can basically frame it, because that's pretty damn cool. And he also said on the podium that it's nice that he's on a factory bike now that's fast. And I know he was doing it for his brother. Really freaking cool. And it was even more cool that he was doing it for his older brother. And him just coming off an injury, breaking his leg, and able to win, well, not win, but be out front the majority of that first moto was epic. And I've talked to Fall on Your Face. Well, he definitely fell on his face that second moto, and it's okay. I mean, these motos are long. 35 minutes on a rough track is gnarly to do. So 450 guys, Osborne, 2 hole shots. You know, maybe his whole nickname of being Snack Pack, him losing some weight, has really helped out, because he can make that husky get some good starts. He couldn't have asked for a better day with 1-1. He actually gained 16 points on Tomac as opposed to losing 13 points last weekend. So it's crazy. We're pretty much halfway now, and Tomac doesn't look like he's doing all that good for making this thing happen as far as having a 4-peat. So, is it a Supercross hangover, or is it just a simple burnout? I mean, is Kenny pretty much just saying he's burnt out at the moment and he's taking time to recover? Is it more of a mental thing? Is it more of a physical thing? Is it a combination of things? What is Tomac doing? I'm thinking the only reason why Tomac is still racing is because it's either in his contract or it's just a paycheck. because he's already won 3 in a row. He's won a Supercross now. The guy probably wants to just sit out and party. He's probably jealous of Cooper and Kenny for chilling, because then he's going to have to turn around after this and get right into the swing of things with Supercross, and boom, go be expected to do it again. Never any other sport has a year-long series. It's just insane. There's a reason why these guys are quitting at age 25 and retiring, like Carmichael, 26. Dungy, 26, 27. There's a reason why these guys go out. I've talked about it before. Either they're scared of getting hurt and really hurt, like not being able to walk, or they're just simply burnt out and they've got nothing else to prove, and they hate riding anymore because it's so much effort. Yes, it's kind of pessimistic and people don't like to hear that their heroes are burnt out and they don't enjoy it anymore. Well, you know, you just go 200% as fast as you can, nonstop, 4 days a week, and fly and do all this and never have any fun time to do anything. It's debatable, okay? I'm just throwing it out there. Not everybody is cut out for this, and that's one of the reasons why these guys are so incredibly top-tier athletes. Is not just them physically, it's just mentally what they have to be put through. And I personally think Tomac is kind of being burnt out. You know, I said it in my pre-race show. I just personally think he's got nothing more to prove, and there's some faster riders coming up, and I think he is going to be very consistent. I think he's going to win some motos. I just think he's going to have that lack of motivation and lying it out all on the line. So it's okay. It's okay to disagree with me, and I, again, am probably going to eat my words. That I don't see him really doing much, and so far I've been pretty good at that. I said Kenny wasn't going to be good too, and he pulled out, but I've also said some pretty stupid shit as far as Jet Lawrence was going to win, and that's not happening, and say shit about the Martin brothers, you know. So, hey, give or take. My crystal ball's a little cloudy. And then Barsha is really coming into his own. You can see him battling with AC. They're kind of rubbing together. I wonder if there's a big rivalry there or what's going to happen. Were words spoken off the track. I mean, there's not much I can say against Marvin. He's just really consistent. He seems like his first motos are more consistent than his second motos. I don't know. I think these guys enjoy Supercross more than they enjoy motocross, because motocross is just a long day. Between qualifying Moto 1, Moto 2, and then, you know, the press conferences and everything, where, yeah, that's kind of the same for Supercross too. I just don't think it's as demanding on the body, and then with all the fans and everything, there's just more glory in it, as opposed to here, it's just grit, and they're not getting paid as much. So I guess the last thing I was just kind of wrapping up is Benny Bloss. It looks like he hurt his knee. I'll have to do some research to see if I can get in touch with him to see what happened, because this is a dude is doing his own effort, and we've seen your risk versus reward here. You're doing it your own effort. It's like, why bother? Because him having to get surgery potentially on his leg or something, you know, I'm just saying, thinking the worst, is going to be more money than what he earned from being there. You know, even in Moto 1, which sucks, right? Absolutely sucks. That's why everyone is talking about making motocross great again. Got Jeff Walker running the sticker. I'm not a huge fan of unions because I'm a conservative, and I don't necessarily think unions are the best thing to do anything. But in a situation like this, the riders need to group together, and it's almost like a peaceful protesting, forceful change. I can't believe I used peaceful and forceful in the same sentence. But, yeah, I mean, you guys get the idea. You gotta make this before Monday. We got another one going on Monday. Love it. No fans at Redbud, which sucks. But then they're charging the amateur guys $90 to race. I don't know if it's per class or what. Even if you're just racing on Saturday, because they're racing Saturday and Sunday, charging $90. So they're making their money somehow. And it's just funny, they're probably going to have way more people there for the amateur stuff than the pro stuff. But you weren't allowed to have any fans for the pro. But you can have a bunch of people for amateur. Makes silly sense, doesn't it? Silly sense. Doesn't really even work in a sentence, but you get it. Silly sense is bad. Just makes no sense. It's silly sense. Oh god. Anyway, I think I'm gonna be late for this press conference where maybe I can make some of the riders feel uncomfortable with some questions. But they have to answer because it's the press conference. I guess they could choose not to answer, you know, because they probably won't talk to me anyway because I talk a lot of shit. But I mean, I think I'm fairly nice. And if you guys want some more answers, more questions, like, comment below, you know, give this video a thumbs up so more people can see it, or a thumbs down, you know, that helps too. Just use the thingy-majiggers and comment questions that you want to ask these riders. And then I will ask these riders. Thank you.